I'm talking today on specific retaining clients. So if you are a owner or operator that is really struggling with a high amount of cancellations, right? So they're canceling their PT contracts, a high amount of delinquencies, so they're just not showing up and not paying, right? A high amount of no-shows, right? People just not showing up, and that's a telltale sign that they're not going to be staying very long. Or a high amount of people that are canceling their contracts early and really aren't getting results. This segment is really for you. Okay. Not only does it apply to everybody, but really, if that's a pain point for you, this is going to be very, very beneficial. So let's jump right in. So when we talk about retaining clients, we're not only talking about keeping clients longer, but we're also talking about the behaviors that allow them to get results that also keeps them staying longer, right? So don't just look at the output, look at the input. So in other words, what are we putting in? What systems, what things are we doing to prevent that cancellation, to help improve the odds that that person is going to get better results and thus stay longer? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. So when we talk about our value, we talk about creating this value, this continued value, so that people stay longer and people continue to invest in their personal training services. At the end of the day, our client's value has more to do, right? When we talk about our client's perception of value, it has to do with them reaching goals and then the experience in them reaching those goals. Okay, how was their session? How did it make them feel? When they go back in at the end of the day, how do they reflect on that session? What emotional connection do they have with that? And is that value high enough? Does it supersede the cost, right, associated with training? And cost just isn't monetary cost. Cost is time. Cost is effort. Okay, the work that they're putting in, is it even worth it? And yes, money. Okay, so that is the cost, right, that they're investing in. Okay, so are they reaching goals? Are they having a world-class experience? And does that supersede, right, the risk that they're taking essentially? Okay, our value, right, when we talk about our value, it's not how many degrees and certifications you have, right? It's not how good you look on Instagram, right? It's not even how charismatic you are. At the end of the day, it is the experience that you create for the client in those sessions and outside of sessions. It's their belief, right? Their belief in us, their trust in us, their belief that they can reach those goals, their belief that, man, I can't believe I'm paying this guy $50 an hour. He's worth $150. It's that belief. It doesn't matter what we think of ourselves. It matters what they think of us that generates essentially the value and retention. Okay. And then essentially the results, like you can say, man, I'm really good at training and I do this and do that. And man, I am dialed in on my biomechanics and man, I got more degrees than a Texas summer. But at the end of the day, what results are you getting? The proof is in the pudding. Okay, so being able to show those and quantify those results and go back to your client and say, man, I'm so excited because here are the specific tangible things that we're seeing. Not, I feel like we're making progress. All of those things. Okay, being able to specifically show, right? Show that proof of concept. And so I want you to think about that in terms of retention. One of the tools that we pride ourselves at, PTA Global, is our Kaizen 6. So Kaizen is a Japanese term when we really talk about continuous self-improvement. So as a trainer, how are you consistently giving your client an upgrade in their session quality, an upgrade in their experience? And these 6 questions will help you to be able to navigate the waters that most trainers end up guessing as opposed to assessing. They're kind of guessing, well, I think this is what my client wants, or I'm going to try this and see how they respond. And, you know, it's kind of like this never-ending litmus test, right? Versus assessing and actually knowing ahead of time, right, exactly what they want, and then going back in and following up and saying, how did we do? Is there anything that maybe I missed? What did you like most, right? What did you not like that we need to really take out? So these 6 questions, when we talk about the Kaizen 6, okay, are going to help you to navigate those waters. Okay, so we talk about the aspect of training that they enjoy the most. Obviously, those are the things that we want to continue to do. Okay, because it's their session, not ours. It's their session, so we want to make sure that we're giving them what they want, sliding in what they need. Okay, we talk about, what's different. If the experience with you feels just like the experience with them, but the experience with them is free and you charge $100 an hour, it doesn't make sense, right? Balancing beam, the scale, right? It just doesn't make sense. And so it has to supersede, it has to be world class. And when they compare it to the experience of how they feel and the results that they get on their own, it's got to be better. Okay. It's specific to wants and needs. A lot of times we do a program and we feel good, but maybe we missed something. Maybe there was something they were like, man, I really wish we could have done this. And most people are not going to tell you that. You've got to be intentional in extracting this information from your clients and be intentional in the questions that you ask, okay, and the follow-up and how you exceed those expectations. Okay, so asking the question, writing that down, making sure that you clarify exactly what they want, and then go deliver. You've got to go deliver on that. Okay. The next thing, when we talk about what can we do to make this experience even better, right? So sometimes this might feel redundant when you're like, well, I already asked kind of, something that I really was hoping for and what we did really well. Now you're asking what we can do better. But sometimes asking the question the second time or third time, that's the time that you actually get the real information. Think about it like this. You ask a client, hey, how's your diet going? Good. Oh, okay. But it's always the second and third time, right? Oh, really? Well, how often do you eat? I don't know. Okay, ding, 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 red flag. Well, are you eating breakfast? Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I have my coffee. Oh, okay. Third question, right? Fourth question. Do you know how many calories you're taking in? No, I'm really not counting that. Oh, well, what are you doing for lunch? Just whatever I can figure out. Okay, but I know they said initially, oh, I'm doing good on my diet, but you had to ask 3, 4, 5 sharpening questions to actually get the real meat on the bone. It's the same thing here. Sometimes you have to ask a question a couple of times because they gave you an initial reaction, but then actually had time to process it and think about it a little bit. And so now they're actually able to give you additional feedback, a deeper layer, right, of feedback that you can then go use to build your value and retain that client, exceed their expectation. Next question, on a scale of 1 to 10, okay, 1 being poor, 10 being fantastic, okay, where would you rate your satisfaction with my services? Not just the session, but my services, okay? Was I on time? Was I friendly? Did I smell good? Was I professional, right? Did I make sure that you felt safe the entire time, right? Or did I put you in an environment where, you're doing single leg Bosu and there's like 50 people watching you and the dude snickering in the corner, right? And that made you feel really uncomfortable this session, right? I don't know, but you got to ask. And then make sure that you're really intentional when you go through this tool of letting them know why you're going through this tool, and that it's really important, okay, that you get open and honest feedback so that you can continue to improve. Because if they just tell you what you want to hear, right, you're either A, going to leave feeling like you're great and you're not, right, or B, they're not going to feel like they can really tell you how they really feel, right? There's not going to be a consistency of trust where they can be candid and open with you. So you've got to kind of level set before you go into this. So just make sure you're not just looking for high fives and kudos, that you're actually looking for things that you can improve upon. If they say anything other than a 9 to 10, we got to ask, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how am I doing? You're an 8. What's the one thing that I could do to really take that to a 9, right? And then help them to kind of sharpen up that feedback for you. Well, no, you're great. Okay. But hey, you know what, Marcy? Listen, I love that I'm great. I pride myself on trying to get better every single day. But candidly, I know there's so many areas that I can improve upon. Humility is your friend with this one. Whether you do it at the front before you start asking the questions, or you do it right before this 5th question, but you have got to level set in their mind that it's safe and okay to give you constructive criticism at this time, okay? And that it's genuinely going to help you to get better because they care about you, right? As your client, they care about you as the trainer. And B, it's going to help them. It's going to help their experience and other people's experience, okay? So there's a lot of purpose behind why they're going to be candid, okay? And risk maybe hurting your feelings. Okay, so you've got to weigh all those things in, and you're going to ask either before question 5 or before you go into this, you're going to let them know, hey, this is really important that I get open and honest feedback. I know that there's probably areas that I can definitely improve upon, and I'm always looking to do that. So what I really need is open and honest feedback from you so that I can continue to get better for you. But candidly, I'm going to apply a lot of this feedback to some of my other sessions as well. And so I really appreciate your open and honest feedback. Okay. And then the last question here, what goal or desired outcome is most important in the next 30 days? I love this question because it gets them forward thinking. Okay. It gets them projecting and thinking in the future and bringing that into reality. Well, I really want to lose that 12 pounds. Awesome. We could absolutely do that. We lost 10 last month. I really feel like if we do A, B, and C together, right? We take up your session frequency to 2 times to 3 times a week. We ramp up that cardio. We really dial in the nutrition. We really work on some of those things. I absolutely feel like that's attainable, right? Also, if you're up for a re-sign, okay, that is a really good way of letting them know exactly what to deliver upon in the next 30 days to guarantee that re-sign, or at least help guarantee that, right? It's also a kind of a feeder into the questions of, well, I'm not exactly sure about next month, the next 30 days, because I've got this schedule issue and this, that, or the other. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Awesome. Well, let's make sure that we get that schedule dialed in. So now you're being proactive in your business management and scheduling over the next 30 days to guarantee their success. So there's a lot of weight on that 6th question and a lot of things that you can glean from that. So hopefully this helped you in retaining your clients by setting up for success, getting feedback, and using the systems and tools that will allow you to retain your customers, get them good results, and keep them referring more people for years and years to come. PTA Global. Hopefully this has been beneficial to you. If you don't have that Kaizen 6, go ahead and comment in the sections below letting us know that you need that form, and we're happy to mail that to you. Also, a couple of tips and best practices that can help you. So if there's any questions you have, let us know. We are here to help you. We are coaching you and in your corner. PTA Global. We'll see you next time.